Howdy everyone, I'm the Shadow of the Hawk, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about The Witch by Robert Eggers, starring Anya Taylor-Joy. I believe that is the particular pronunciation of her name. I know that there's a lot of names that are spelled similar but said weirdly. I don't like English. It's a weird language. It's a deep barbarian speak. Anyway, what do I think? It freaking horrified me considerably. I'm not going to be touching apples anytime soon. I'm not going to be going near women anytime soon, specifically blondes. So, shout out to Lily 300 Mirrors for recommending this. Her Twitter should be down below, and if she ever makes a YouTube channel, and if I remember to, I'll jump back in the description down below to add that as well. And for Halloween, I was like, hey, what are some horror movies I need to watch to have a good October vibe? And I was given a few different films. Le Pacte des Loups and 300 Days of Night were two things that were recommended by Samuel the Infamous. I saw one of those before Halloween. I was also recommended this by Lily before Halloween. Clearly, I suck at getting things done. And then there was also the suggestion of Megan from Joker Voice. Yeah, no, it took me a while to actually sit down and watch these movies because I have horrible time management and I'm easily distracted. So, enough of that chin wagging and tongue waggling and whatever the hell other kind of waggling there is. Let's talk about The Witch. What is the premise? If you want to watch it yourself and you haven't seen it, which I recommend you should see it, go check it out, and then we'll get back to this review. A little bit of a recap for those who have seen it and just don't really remember it. It follows a family of colonists in New England, specifically Puritan colonists. How do I know they're Puritans? Because they're jackasses. They were driven out from the local congregation for reasons. The Puritans don't really need a reason. They just look at you and go, sinner, and then they kick you out. And so this family settled on the edge of the woods, away from the rest of the congregation, because they're not just going to go back to England. That's for quitters. No. You got to stay in New England and build a life for yourself. And they do. They somewhat succeed. Life is happy. They're growing crops. They have a black goat. That's a plot point. And the moment I saw that black goat, I knew where this was going, even though we didn't have the name of the witch for reasons I'll get into in a minute. And Anya Taylor-Joy's character, not Nicole. I don't know, something weird, something frontiersman, is like playing with her baby brother and just chilling and boop, boop, boop. Child's gone, baby's gone, and then you get a very uncomfortable set of scenes where the witch, a witch, let's not go with let's go with a, for reasons I'll get into in a minute, a witch does some stuff with the baby, kills him, turns him into a jam from the look of it, pleasures herself with her stick, and a few other things, and it's a very disturbing set of moments. That we cut back to the family a few days after the baby disappeared, and they start turning on each other. They start having having some issues. The other boy, Caleb, starts going through puberty. And the only viable female around is his sister, so there's some weird stuff there, some weird glances there that's awkward. The father takes him into the woods because, hey, there's a wolf, let's kill the wolf, we'll have meat, we'll have the pelt to sell. Doesn't go very well. Doesn't work out. The sister is having to deal with the fact that the baby brother disappeared on her watch. Mom doesn't like her, and the younger siblings are going to be, younger siblings. They're jackasses, and Anya Taylor-Joy's character tries to rein them in, and they just start really hating her because Mom says it's okay to hate her. And so Caleb, the younger brother, I love how I can remember the younger brother's character, but I can't remember the main character's name. Doesn't want his sister to go away, because they're talking about how times are tough. Maybe they can marry her off, maybe get a little bit of money for that, and then also sell off some of their excess supplies so they'll be able to survive the winter. Caleb doesn't want to do that. He wants to make it so she can stay. So he tries to go out and find the wolf, and then Anya Taylor-Joy's character forces him to take her along. and they go out into the woods where they encounter a rabbit. The rabbit scares the horse and the dog and causes them to be split up. Anya falls on the ground, knocks her head, and gets knocked out unconscious. The dog is out somewhere in the thicket. The horse fucks off to no one knows where. And Caleb starts trudging through the thicket and all these different bushes and stuff until he finds the dog. The dog's name is Fowler. Fowler was disemboweled horrifically. And he continues to travel through the woods. It gets dark, and then someone's been bewitched by magic music starts playing. And then he starts walking towards a hut, and a reasonably attractive woman with clothes that accentuate the part of her that is going to draw in a going through puberty young boy. So he's drawn in, and then, taken into the hut. Not for sex, probably. So then back at the homestead, there's fighting about who took Caleb, and the first accusations of witch are tossed around. They're ignored, of course. It's not a witch, it's a wolf. A wolf. A loop. A canine. A thing. And then Caleb returns, miraculously. Starving. Skin pale. In the middle of a rainstorm. He's taken in. He's covered in lacerations. It's not good. He's sick. It's not good. The dad is considering taking him back to the to the village to try to fix some stuff. And this is really, again, tensions start to really mount as everyone starts to turn on each other. And then Caleb wakes up and he starts spouting a lot of gibberish and insanity that ends in him hacking up an apple. He then starts clearly being possessed. The family tries to pray. The twins either... I couldn't really tell if they were possessed or making light of the situation, but they basically cause... they basically interrupt the prayers and give a lot of evidence that maybe it was Anya who was the witch. Spoiler alert, Anya was not the witch. This was a witch. And the kid, Caleb, passes. He dies, sadly. And then the twins outright go, it was Anya. She's a witch. She threatened to do mean things to me because she's a witch. And the accusations start flying. And then then Anya starts telling her father, no, it's not me. It's the twins. The goat basically starts trying to deflect all the blame off of her and directing it at the twins. So the father goes in and he doesn't really know how to handle the situation. So he just locks the twins and Anya in the stall with the black goat. I'm going to get into the detail of the black goat. So if we go back to one of the main accusations, one of the forms the devil would take in colonial mythology, which America does in fact have a mythology. We just don't talk about it. But in colonial mythology, the devil would either possess a goat or take the form of a humanoid goat. And women that sought to be his brides or to be his servants, like the witches, to gain his power, would go out and they would engage in coitus with the devil in the form of either a goat or a anthropomorphic goat. This was a predominant accusation and actually inspired the Beastmen from Warhammer Fantasy, at least to a lesser extent, the idea of goat-like things in the woods. The black goat, if you know that detail, is very clearly a stand-in for Satan, is definitely a stand-in for the dark power, even. And the twins, it's even hinted at with the twins creepily singing a song about how this is his land and he is king and shit like that. So the child is buried, and then the witch makes the move. Satan makes a move that gets everyone killed. The mother has a hex cast on her where she imagines Caleb and her other son are brought back from the dead. It's actually a raven that starts pecking her to pieces. The father gets a restful night of sleep, while everyone in the barn with the goats doesn't get a restful night of sleep. A witch crashed through the roof, started chewing on one of the goats who just kind of sat there and took it, and then proceeded to murder the other two children, leaving Anya just there screaming in panic. Morning comes, the father comes out to see what the fluff is going on, where he is killed by the goat. And then the mother, who was pecked at but isn't dead yet, comes out of the hut, sees her family massacred, sees all their goats ripped apart, and blames Anya. Anya, in self-defense, cuts her mother with a shiv, just stabs, kills, murders. And then with nothing left, with absolutely no reason to live, because like her family were ostracized. If she went back, well, they're gonna think she's the witch. Even her own mother and siblings thought she was the witch. So, well, maybe the goat really was Satan. So she takes a chance. And the devil's plan comes to fruition, him bringing about misfortune upon this family, added another servant to his coven as she accepts his offer, selling herself to him, and then going out into the woods to hang out with a bunch of other witches. That is the witch, which I think applies to Anya, because the three witches have very different MOs. The first witch is very like duplicitous and just steals the baby using magic. The second one is seductive and lures the boy in, and then the third one is outright assault. And at the end of the film, we see like a coven of witches around a bonfire. So I think that this was more the family had been like cast out. Now, whether they had lost the protection of God or this was just the devil taking advantage of the fact that they were away from everyone else is up to personal interpretation. I think it was more. See, the Puritans are weird. The Puritans are incredibly puritanical. I mean, it's in their freaking name. If I had to go with my interpretation, I would say that. Like the way this worked is the devil needs mortal servants in order to act upon against the faithful. So he has the witches. How those other witches were corrupted, I can't really say. But so the first witch places the seed of doubt against the Lord, and like it basically opens them up to an assault from the devil. And then Caleb goes off and gets lured in and killed by another witch. And then with the accusations against the family and all that stuff, and then the third witch, he is finally able to act against the family, casting the vision that leads to the raven pecking at the mother. He's able to build up enough strength to kill the father himself and drive Anya to serve him. Now, why would he want Anya? Because just killing all of them doesn't take their souls. If you know anything about Christian mythology, if you know anything about Christianity, death by the hands of the devil or his worshippers, whatever, that's not going to send you to hell. As long as you repent of your sins and accept that you are broken and take the forgiveness God gives you, you're going to heaven. You must rebuke God to go to hell. You must rebuke God for your soul to be taken by a demon, or in this case, by the devil. So, yeah, he's spending all these resources and this time to get a single soul, but he can't, like, that's a soul. That's a soul deprived from God. And now he has a mortal tool on the plane, another one that he can use against the Puritans. Now, back to the point I mentioned earlier about America having a mythology, colonial America having mythology. It does. It absolutely does. Demons, Paul Bunyan, witches. That stuff is all part of American folklore. Just like, which is kind of also like a mixing of Native American folklore and European folklore. It's a variety of stuff. And frankly, I wish secularism and the belief of science has kind of killed human imagination, in my opinion. Because, yeah, like we know Paul Bunyan wasn't real. We know witches probably weren't real. We know the devil. Okay, well, the devil is real. So never mind. You know what? Paul Bunyan was real. The witches are real. The devil is real. Wendigos are real. Sasquatch is up for discussion. Yeah, I'm just rambling. I'm just going mad. If you enjoyed this review, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like down below. Oh, wait, I didn't share my opinions. Oh, I liked the film. It was a good film, really disturbing. The music choice was good. The acting was solid. I love the use of period English. Even though it's barbarian speak and there's no real rules, I mean, it's good to see them follow the rules of the time. And it just makes me wish we got more like colonial or like Revolutionary War type films, like that are gritty and realistic. Not like I love The Patriot. That movie is too modernized. I like something like this. I want more of this. Like this is gritty. This is real. This is down to earth. I want like a Revolutionary War film, but with this style. That would be super freaking cool. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, have a good day. Feel free to join the conversation down below. If you hated this video, leave a dislike. And if you hate me, feel free to hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell so that whenever I release a video, you can come at me, you can attack me, and you can do your little keyboard warrior shit, because at the end of the day, that just feeds the algorithm. Thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good day.